Hello. It's past the gravy time again, gang. And I've got Ty Trevathan hanging out with me tonight.
Hello.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going.
I don't know why we're talking in weird accents.
You know why. You know what this is. It's a guy from Delaware.
The guy from Delaware.
It's a guy from Delaware.
It's a very good guess of where this accent would be from.
If I had to take a guess...
I don't know what people from Delaware sound like, but this sounds probably like what I would guess they would sound like.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, we saw Royal Teeth tonight at Warehouse Live. We got to talk to them, and we'll let you hear that interview in a second.
But first,
we've got a few things to talk about, and first we'll lead with some concert etiquette that we noticed. We noticed both this weekend at the music festival that we attended, Free Press Summerfest.
But more blatantly at the concert we just...
More recently this evening at Royal Teeth. Royal Teeth is a phenomenal band live, and this is not to take anything away from their performance, because they killed it.
They did.
And this woman had nothing to do with them. It's just the fact that when you weigh close to 300 pounds, you probably shouldn't be able to barge your way through a crowd and act like you're going to just get your way right up to the front.
With no regard for any other...
It was dangerous.
It was dangerous.
People could have lost lives.
Yeah. I lost mine tonight.
I lost a little bit of me.
A little bit of my soul was...
It may or may not be late at night, but whatever. We knew we had to talk to you guys.
It is what it is.
Spread the word. Mostly because you asked us questions. I already said you're filling in for Curtis, right? Yes.
I think.
Well, if you didn't already know, Ty's filling in for Curtis. At Ty Trevathan on Twitter. At 790AlexM if you want to follow me. You should. At PastGaryPod for the podcast. And if you want to just go check out our awesome website, you can do that at pastgarypod.com. Royal Teeth or RoyalTeethMusic.com and at Royal Teeth Music, and I'm done promoting things. So, we're going to get to your questions for the answers segment, and Ty has not read them at all.
I have not.
I found the worst ones I could, so to make sure it was interesting. Our first question this week comes from Max Elliott, and he says, colored pencils or African-American pencils? It's a valid question in this day and age.
Well, I think the obvious answer is African-American pencils.
Why African-American pencils?
Why not?
What about a yellow pencil?
I have a problem with that.
What about a tan pencil?
Nope, doesn't do it for me. African-American pencils
all of the pencils
sounds right.
The same colors that they already are.
Yep.
I think that's where we're going to have to disagree.
Yeah.
I'm going to say we should stick with colored pencils.
Well, that's fine. You're wrong. But...
All right. We disagreed on that first one.
We did.
We're going to quickly move to Alex Duran's question. And he says, wool caps, comfy attire, or brimless abomination?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well
worded as well.
Oh, man. Wool caps. I'm not too familiar with a wool cap.
It's like a beanie? Is that what he's going for?
When I think of a wool cap, I think of something like Jeremiah Johnson would wear. I'm gonna go with a brimless abomination.
See, I think you're just very shallow-minded.
Okay, that's
and you're not really
fine.
saying. I think a wool cap could very easily be a beanie.
Okay, well, it could be either one, but I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna lean beanie. If it's a beanie, I think that's.
I don't know, but I think
if
if it was a beanie, he would have said beanie. Because beanie.
Unless he wanted to be witty for this fucking question thing.
Well, guy,
I tell them to send us their worst questions.
Alex.
So I'm really kind of putting us behind the 8 ball.
Yep.
But I guess it's another 2 for 2. We're going to disagree.
All right.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
And that's all we had to say on that? All right. Will Hansen, final question of the week. What is a bigger crock of shit? A shit from a crocodile or the phrase crock of shit?
That's another clever one. I'm gonna go with the obvious answer: a shit from a crocodile.
I think that would probably be a bigger shit.
I think it would be a bigger shit than a crock of shit.
Is the phrase crock of shit?
The phrase crock of shit.
Shit? I think it is.
It is, but not as much as a shit from a crock.
And I feel like that would be more of a crock of shit.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would count it as a bigger crock of shit, regardless of how big the actual shit
Stupid
was.
question, Will Hanson, but we answered.
They were all stupid questions. We encourage stupid questions.
Right.
But yeah, we've wasted a lot of time. So I guess here's Royal Teeth. Here's us talking to them. They're pretty badass. Go buy their new album, Glow. 30 seconds.
Now.
Royal Teeth.
Hello, podcast fans. Adam Carolla here. I'm leading the fight against patent trolls who are threatening this medium. It's not about me. It's about the podcast you're listening to right now. If I go down, this show could be next. Visit fundanything.com/patent troll for more information on how you can keep podcasting alive. Thank you and mahalo.
I'm a working man. I gotta pay my bill.
These guys were pimping it like it was candy.
A pack of wild dogs took over and successfully ran a Wendy's.
Oh, look at me, the millionaire who goes to see doctors.
You filthy animal.
What is this, a parade?
The game is cold, but it's gravy.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
The only thing I think of when I think of my kids growing up in this country, if they say, Dad, what do we have left that's American owned? And I say, son, I mean, there's not much to choose from, but that's what we have Pabst Blue Ribbon for.
Child, please.
All right, we got the Royal Teeth in Houston. You guys just said y'all came from Lafayette?
Yes. We were doing a couple days of rehearsals in Lafayette. So.
Are y'all in the middle of a tour right now?
No, we've actually had a decent bit of time off. Just we kind of writing. Yeah, it feels like too long. But,
How long did you guys tour for Glow?
Basically since August, and we wrapped up in February-ish, early March, around South by Southwest, and we've been off since then.
How long have you guys been a band?
3.5 years.
Yeah.
Almost 4 years.
Yeah, getting close.
That's still pretty
new.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for a relatively young, new band, you guys have gotten noticed pretty quickly.
That happened really fast. That was I think the most unexpected thing, because when we first started doing this band pretty seriously, we saved up money and we went and we wanted to record a EP and do it the right way. So we drove to Charleston, South Carolina. There's a producer that we knew there that we could get a good price from, and we knew he could give us the quality we were looking for. So we did that, and at the time we had maybe 10 songs total. We just went with everything we had, and we ended up recording 5, and that was the EP that ended up getting us signed. And I mean, that happened shortly after. I mean, we went to South by Southwest whenever it was coming up shortly after when we released it. And I mean, maybe a month after that, the deal was signed. So that part of the band was so fast that I was just like, oh crap, you know. And then after that, it was just like, okay, now we have to start touring, because we hadn't even really toured much, you know. When we did South by, it was like
we'd only done like South by Southwest and CMJ. That was the only 2 out-of-state shows we played before we got signed. So we kind of just focused on Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Lafayette markets, and tried to make the most out of those hometown markets.
All of you are from Louisiana?
We're all from Louisiana, yeah. Me and Thomas are from Lafayette. Gary and Josh are from New Orleans, and
I'm from Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Baton Rouge.
Spread out.
Oh man.
How'd you all come together? Like, how'd you find each other?
The three of us played me, Thomas, and Josh played in the band together before he got displaced after Katrina, and then I guess we started.
Y'all's band broke up, and y'all were still booking shows, Wells, and having book shows for other bands around town. And I had a band at the time that was pretty much at its end, but he would book shows for me. So I had a little bit of I knew him through I had never really seen them before, but I kept in touch over the phone, and we actually finally played a show together, so we became buddies, and their band was pretty much at its end too, so Wells basically told me, he said, well, if you leave your band and move to Lafayette, I'll start a band with you. And I used to look up to those guys, like, I used to go see them and think, these guys are so good, I want to be in a band like that. So I basically quit. I quit the band and I moved to Lafayette, and I moved in with him, and we started what would be Royal Teeth. And I mean, he had an instant connection with him. So when we started actually getting pretty good, we started trying to branch out and get some more members, and so Hef started playing with us again. And
so it happens to every single band that we break off and start another one. We try out drummers.
Yeah, and then we go back.
You go through like 2 or 3 just to like.
We took him out of law school for this. It was awesome.
Yeah, he finished his first year, and now he's doing this.
So now, if you get in trouble, you're good, right?
Yeah. It was the same story with the band that we had before. Like, we were in a band before then. Like, we split, and I started something else. And we tried out all these other drummers, and then we called Hef, and then the band started doing its thing. Yeah, it's just the same thing the second time.
This is Nora's first band ever. So you played at coffee shops with your brother and stuff.
Yeah, I graduated and I wasn't really trying to pursue music, but I used to sing with my brother for fun, and of course my mom put up videos of it, and they saw them on. Or they looked it up on YouTube because they heard that I could sing. And I knew a couple of the guys from going to school in Lafayette. So Gary sent me a message on Facebook and asked if I wanted to join the band. And I thought it sounded like fun. So.
Now she's here with us. Stuff with 5 dudes in a band.
Yeah, how is that? How's traveling with so many guys?
It's not as bad as you think. We actually used to have 2 different members. Thomas recently joined the band. We had a different guitar player and a keyboard player. So now there's at least one less person, so we each get our own seat in the band, which is nice.
And we used to get one hotel room.
Yeah, we were traveling with 7 people in one hotel room. So 6 guys and Nora.
Yeah.
So like 2 people to a bed,
and then just all over the floors.
It was a mess.
That was a nightmare.
Yeah, and it was like almost like the first year of touring. Like
So
a whole year.
We signed, but we were signed to an independent, so we didn't get we didn't get tour support and a big budget. So everything we knew we were spending, we'd make this much per show, and this is how much we're spending every night to sleep. So we're like, let's just get one room and we'll crash and we'll save a few bucks here, and then we'll be able to.
And then you can eat.
Right.
Yeah, comfortable.
So
you like food.
A comfortable situation, but it definitely helped, pay for the gas and stuff.
Do you feel like signing with a smaller record label or a more independent record label made it easier when, like creatively, I guess, when putting together the album than it would have been if it was just a huge label?
Absolutely. I don't think they really touched much of like what we did. I think the label had some mixed notes when we came back, but we A&R'd the record basically ourselves.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I guess it's hard to tell because we've never had the experience of working on a major, but from basically what he said, they said, okay, what you got? And we, presented the music, and they said, okay, well, who do you want to work with? And so then we looked for producers. So it was very, we believe in what you're doing, so just do your thing, and that's pretty much how it happened. I mean, I think only maybe there was a couple times we worked with like a co-writer that was like our decision to do it just to try something new, just to work with a different mind, because we would get we'd be writing all these songs, we'd have like 16 songs, we're like, we need like an outside opinion here just to kind of help us out, give us some different ideas, just to kind of, because when you're in the writing process, you tend to go crazy.
Do you all write collectively?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we all have different, we're separated by a few hours, so Nora and I will come up with songs on acoustic, and I'll email it to them. So we have people that are like certain songs are more created by this person or that person, but once the idea started, what I call the skeleton of a song, then we all get in the room together and see what we all can add to the table. So we like to have the opinion and the style of everybody. So I think that's what makes it its own thing. Yeah.
I was going to ask, what influences do y'all have as a band?
I think
you can do individually if y'all want.
Yeah, I think we have there's a few, just overall influences the band has in general, but I think it's kind of our own, a lot of our own.
Sure, I hear a lot of different
that make
things
it very unique. Yeah.
What do you hear?
God, I hear 80s. I hear just like indie pop. I mean, so many different things. Like,
you guys really remind me of the Mowgli's. And
Okay.
I'm really pissed that I didn't get to see you guys.
That was so much fun.
Now they have a lot of people.
Yeah,
Cool.
they had like 19 people.
Dude, they really at one time. I
dogs.
think they were traveling with 11 people in their van at one time with 2 dogs.
Yeah.
When we toured with them, it was 11
Yeah,
with 2 dogs.
because they had like girl.
At that point, the dogs have to help. Though.
The dogs like
I couldn't sit straight up without a dog in my lap.
Yeah, that's right.
That whole time.
Do a lot of people travel with pets?
That was the first week.
No, that was the first. That was the first. And I don't think you're far off. I think when the band, especially when we first started, the 80s thing was a little more prominent, I think. The old. I guess it is on Glow too. I guess I don't think about it like that, and then I look back and listen to it, and I'm like, this totally sounds like this kind of music. But I think when we first started writing together, we made it a point to try not to be like, we didn't want to try too hard to be something. Like,
Right,
we
well,
don't want to
definitely
be this
unique,
cool, hip indie band. We're writing catchy pop songs, so let's just see what happens. But I think the band atmosphere kept its place, which I was really happy it did. I didn't want to lose that. But, the whole idea of it is just to write really fun songs. So that was kind of where it started, So we get it from everywhere. I listen to everything from, like, pop music to really interesting indie music. We all have, and Thomas has a side project.
You'll have, like, a lot of, a big, wide array of influences, but then, like, this band has the sound, so it's like, what things do you like that you can add to this particular situation? Like, there's certain things that, I like about this band, so, like, if there's influences in that area that I like, but, we all like stuff that's completely different from what we do, of course,
Yeah, and Thomas came in, I guess, like 8 months ago now. Getting close to it.
Yeah, almost a year.
September.
Yeah, he came in. He's been a huge part of like writing the new material, which is like taking us in a different direction. Not a different direction. Still the same type of music, but it's definitely
slightly different.
Yeah.
So
We're playing these songs tonight, so you guys can.
Oh, any like specific bands or artists?
Let's see, what do we play a lot when we're in the band? I'm trying to think.
Fleetwood Mac.
We play a lot of Fleetwood Mac.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess we kind of look up to some other big bands, like big bands like with a lot of members. Like I like to watch Arcade Fire.
Mm-hmm.
They like that kind of vibe. They have a big energy and where they kind of coexist with each other on stage. So that was one thing I kind of respect a lot because we try to create a lot of good energy on stage together.
You guys are a really fun live band to watch.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
what
you
when I first saw you guys when you played with Mobley. That's kind of what I took away with that the most.
Yeah.
That was what got me interested.
It's weird though. Like Thomas was saying, we like so much different stuff. I think your favorite artist is Fiona Apple.
Yeah.
And that's not very royalty.
Yeah, so you can't take all the influences into the situation. It's a mess.
So we all like so much different stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
How'd you guys come up with the name?
It doesn't mean a thing.
How many times do people confuse you with royalty? How many times do they think?
I think a lot of like on stage when we're playing a festival and somebody just like walks up like, oh, what's this? And Gary's like, we're royal, and he tries so hard, but it's sometimes we're royalty. And people were like, so what's the name? Is it royalty? Like after the show, it's just royalty.
I think that's one of the reasons I actually liked the name when we made it up because it was like a play on words, and that's kind of the reason we kept it. I guess. It's a really crappy story, and there's no big thought out plan as to why we were called royalty. I don't think we expected the band to do so well when we first started it, and Wells had Royal something, and I had a name with teeth in it, and we just clashed the two words together, and we thought it was funny. And
sounds more deep than it is.
Yeah. We need to pull the certain
super boring story, but that's about it.
It's a good result, though.
Yeah, most band names are.
Yeah. I've heard the Maroon 5 won't even say what they're where it comes from.
We need to do that. That sounds like a great idea.
Like doing it.
There's a mystique to it.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Don't tell them your name.
Yeah.
They said it's so bad though that's why they don't want to.
It's such a crazy story. You can't say it's gonna blow your mind.
I heard that with the Foo Fighters too. Dave
Really?
Grohl said if they knew they were going to be that big, they wouldn't have come up with such a stupid name.
It's funny, you think about like bands that have been around, they're big for so long, like you don't even think their names are silly. Like
Butthole Surfers.
Yeah, right. That's
the
awesome.
Black Eyed Peas.
I love that.
Like,
Yeah.
the Black Eyed, like, that's your name. Like, you're selling those stadiums. You know, Black Eyed Peas.
So many bad names.
Corn with a K.
Corn with a K.
Backwards R.
And a backwards R. What's that one that Patton Oswalt has the joke about?
Oh, God.
What is it?
Oh, man. It's like an 80s metal kind of...
Night Ranger.
Well, he did that bit about Night Ranger with the... with all the steel in the warehouses.
Is it?
Which one? Which bit? Which
The cheat, like...
I'm not going to remember it.
Oh, well. Moving on.
Jackal with a Y.
Jackal with a Y.
Yes.
Jackal with a Y.
I think that is a real band name. It's a real band called Jackal. I need to look that up.
I've had a history of really bad band names. I don't think I've ever had one where I was like, this is amazing. Like, this band name is so good.
Yeah.
What's the worst name you've had?
Oh, man. Royalty? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, I was called the Lost Remotes once.
Lost Remotes?
Yeah.
That's a pretty badass name.
It's like a great
Yeah, and then we called ourselves Riot. And then I realized there's a band called Quiet Riot.
There's a band called Riot, though.
There's probably a band called Riot.
Yeah, but I don't think it was at that. But they were together.
I'm talking like this is. I was like.
I'm gonna go find.
I was like
Lost
just learned. I was young.
I'm gonna go find.
We don't have any recordings.
MySpace
I'm not even in high school yet.
You had a cassette tape recorder.
I bet you
Just
had a
put a
MySpace.
blanket over your tape recorder.
Yeah, so there's a few.
Done that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And y'all probably have some.
Oh yeah. You're not gonna go there.
You're not gonna go there.
Yeah, we don't have to do all that. Okay. I don't even.
Brocious.
Yeah.
We'll go there. Brocious. I have one called Downfall.
Brocious.
Yeah.
It was there after high school too.
Yeah.
Lucius?
Yeah.
That's someone's name?
I feel like these days it kind of creates. All I think about is bro. Now when you say
Yeah,
that.
bro.
And
Yeah, it wasn't. The bro wasn't like a big thing in the. I don't know.
At that time.
Bro became like a thing.
Yeah,
It was
that's
before
what
the
the
stigma
stigma now.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. There were definitely bros then, though.
Yeah.
But just bro wasn't a thing.
How did you guys get to be on American Idol?
And how
We
was that
still don't know. No, we were actually on tour. We're in Columbus, and we just got a phone call from our management, and they're like, "American Idol. Somebody from American Idol just called, and they wanted you guys to play."
Was that like a shock? Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We were very
We thought it was a
confused.
joke. Yeah, we
You
really
think they
thought
wanted you to be on American
Yeah,
Idol?
that's the thing. I was like, oh, they must like
I
give
don't
me like
watch
they want
it.
like somebody wants to sing our song, they want to use our song or something, you know? I'm like, oh, that's cool, and they're like, no, they want you to like play. I'm like, no. So like, I don't think like it really like any of us believed it until like we're actually on the plane. We're like, all right, maybe this is real.
Harry Connick Jr.
Yeah, Harry Connick Jr. They were doing a series where each judge would pick like a rising artist. And
he picked
us.
That's so awesome.
I had no idea he knew who we were. So.
I was about to say, you didn't meet him before or anything?
No, we met him at our sound check in LA. And that was it.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really nice.
Yeah,
He's a nice guy.
yeah, he's really
Was Simon there?
No.
He's
I don't
not
think he's
on
on
the
He
show.
wasn't a judge at that time?
No, he was, yeah.
Who were the judges?
Keith Urban, Harry Connick Jr., and Jennifer Lopez.
It's not bad.
No, it was.
Yeah, we got to hang out with J-Lo for a sec.
Yeah.
Teach you how to dance.
Yeah, boy, it was funny because it was the performance was recorded the day before. But
Leaking the
I don't
dirt.
think you can say that.
You
The
can
contracts
say
we
that.
signed.
It's a podcast. You can say it.
Yeah, say whatever you want.
Yeah,
No one cares.
but I don't know. Yeah, she came and like watched it in the room with us and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
So we watched J-Lo watch J-Lo.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I think we were all too scared to say anything to her. I don't think one of us even said hi.
No.
No,
It's
it's
like,
just
we're
like, I just noticed she was in the room. Like, I
Setting
walked in the
public
room after getting the
presence.
stuff on stage. She was just standing in the middle of the room. And I wanted to turn around and leave. Just because I wasn't even comfortable. But I just kind of just stood there.
I mean, we were about to go on. We were pretty nervous. You know, it was pretty,
Yeah.
Live TV.
not a feeling that we're accustomed to. You know, we haven't done a ton of. The only other thing we had done prior to that was Carson Daly, the late
Yeah.
show. But that's different because they basically just bring cameras to your show. Like basically, it could be tonight, you know, and they just film it. So they air it on the show and everything, but you don't feel like you're in this pressure like live okay go situation. You're just playing your own show and they just play a couple songs, and so it's a little more of a comfortable. It's much more comfortable environment, you know. So doing it like that was such a shock, you know, especially doing it for the first time and it's such a big show. Well, of all shows, I'm like, man, we could have done like another late night show before this.
Have you done anything late? Have you done anything since then?
No.
No.
I've just been working on a new album. This is like the third show we've done since then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got a plan to kind of take some time off before the summer started and work on the second album. So it's kind of what we've been doing.
So we have some new stuff to try out once we do all these festivals and all that stuff coming up.
See, I know it's crazy because like even like late night shows, they're all previously recorded.
Right,
and that was like live TV. Like people like when you saw us on TV, like that was.
You had the commercial break to set up too.
Yeah, 90 seconds. It was a clear stage. They set up all of our stuff.
They have an intense team of people.
In 90 seconds, and I was like, we're sitting like standing on our instruments and like 10, 9, 8, like lights are going crazy. And it's like Ryan Seacrest is standing there. We're like,
yeah, it's so ridiculous. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. It's so stupid.
Maybe in like 5 years I'll be used to that feeling or something. I don't even. I feel like
that's what I'm saying.
There's no way this can feel comfortable for anybody.
No, it's the thing because it's rarely actually live. So like even if you do all this stuff, like most of it's previously recorded.
Yeah, I was expecting America to be like a pre-recorded kind of thing for sure. But no,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I heard the voices actually.
The voices all previously.
They said there's only we had a friend that was on it, and he got pretty far, and he said there's only one artist that actually performed live on air, and I think it was more of a issue rather than just because she wanted. Like I think there was something that was like she was late for something. I forget, but she had to do it live basically, and it was Ellie Goulding, and he said she killed it. She was great, but all the other artists. If they said one time, he was saying Christina Aguilera actually messed up once. She was singing that song, Say Something, and like the first note she comes in on apparently was like either sharp. She's like, and she like called it off. She's like, stop the song. And he had already done like a verse and a half. Like he plays like half the song by himself.
Gotta keep going.
And she's like, nope. They redid it.
The contestants are live.
She's like, I ain't messing this up on TV.
Poor contestants.
Yeah,
poor guy.
I know they have to do that. Every week.
They get to learn, especially with social media, they get to learn from everybody.
What do you guys think about shows like American Idol and The Voice where the winner, like a lot of the winners don't ever really end up doing anything big? Do you think it hampers them by winning that? Or like you have people like Daughtry, I feel like he's probably been bigger than a lot of the winners.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because he got to kind of go do his own thing.
I forgot he was
I mean there's been a few, like Kelly Clarkson, Pickler,
Was Carrie Underwood on?
Underwood, yeah. Was Pickler?
There's only a handful of them, like Ruben Studdard. What's he doing?
She didn't win, but yeah. Philip Phillips is doing really well.
It's weird, you know, like it's one of those things. It's like
you get the exposure.
The idea of it, you know, is so exciting for all these people, and they're realistic. You know, realistically, yeah, a huge percentage of them aren't going to. But I feel like. In some ways it's good and in some ways it's bad, you know, because in ways it's bad, I feel like it's in certain ways with music now, it's almost changing everything to be so disposable. You know, like whoever wins, like the winner of this year at The Voice, it just happened. You know, he might have a great single and it might work out. You know, he could be lucky and have that thing. Or, I mean, they're going to probably pop out another season.
Yeah, like if he doesn't get the single out before the next season starts.
It's about how you handle it after all that.
Yeah,
you gotta
they do like 2 seasons a year.
Still.
So you're already forgetting about the other 8 top contestants who are great singers. There's so many great singers, and I think it's good in the way that it's giving them a chance. But I feel like in certain ways it's up to them and the situation and so much other stuff that maybe isn't fair, isn't in their control to just work out for it to happen. I mean, I feel like I've heard CeeLo Green did a song with a girl that wasn't even in the top 3 of one of the seasons, but for whatever reason, you know, they just, I guess, vibed well and she was able to do it. So it can open these doors for you if you're, I guess, in the right place at the right time to make them happen. But yeah, I think the whole idea of if I win, I'm the next star isn't necessarily true. You know?
Yeah, I feel like that was they kind of made it like that with the first one, and they should have stopped with it there.
Well, it's not a songwriting competition; it's a singing competition. So.
Yeah.
And so it's I don't know. I mean, it does get tough though because everything's so disposable, man. They just.
That would be something I'd watch too.
And there's like 4 of them now.
There's so much. Yeah, it's a good idea.
So many singing ones.
Yeah, there's like a new one now with a big screen where all the voters are like live stream.
And then like
they're doing some crazy.
Yeah, I know. It kind of makes me nervous because the way that the rotation of it is so fast. It almost like it's almost like what do they call it? 5 minutes. It's like 30 seconds of fame now or something. It's like, oh, you're in the top. You're like number 5 on iTunes, and then like a week later, you're like,
back to baseline. Yeah.
I mean, it kind of sucks because like artists like us, like we started touring, and when we started touring, no one was at our show. So like when we sucked, no one was watching us. We kind of grew as our crowds grew, and you become a better performer, and you're better live, and by the time you're playing full room, you've been doing it a while. Like they really grow in front of the entire nation. Like they take all that criticism and all like the social media stuff. So like I can't even imagine the pressure.
They've never had to like stand there and be critiqued that harshly before. They're just like put right into it.
It's like idiots. I mean, there's so many people on the internet like that just say stupid stuff, and they don't think that they're like actually. People are hearing this stuff. But, like,
it's way easier to be negative than it is positive.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Totally. It's easier to remember the negative. You have to remind yourself to focus on.
Because if people say good job, you're like, all right, well, what does the guy that doesn't like me think?
It's like a weird human flaw.
What's his deal?
We're the same way. Like I try to. I love the social media in the sense that you can really stay connected with fans because I feel like in a sense that's kept us alive as a band. Because we've started slow. We ramped up. So if it wasn't for making a real connection in those shows where we maybe had 10 people there, and next night we had 30 people there, and it's growing and growing. And I feel like those fans we've made are amazing fans and great people. We've met so many great people, but at the same time, part of me just doesn't even want to have any of it anymore. To get on it, just because I hate to. It's just like you wake up, and you're like. Man, royalty blows. I'm like, oh. I just like wake up and I'm like, okay. It's like it never feels good to hear that stuff. And I mean, it's a part of the job. You throw yourself out there. People are gonna want to say it, but it hurts. World, it hurts.
Watch what you're saying, guys.
But it's like what's the Ricky Gervais commercial? Like the actor commercial.
Oh, yeah.
He's like reading all the tweets.
Reading them
it's like, what does this mean? It means I'm doing something right. It's all so harsh.
Social media, though, really has, I feel like, helped bands, especially in this day and age, because you can get all of your music out there, you can share it with people, you can interact with fans, like you said, and get 10 to turn into 30 to turn into 60 to full rooms.
Absolutely.
Like, what have you guys noticed the most? Like, what has helped you the most with social media? And I guess, besides the negative comments, what has been the worst from it?
Well, Hat's really good at managing our social media, so he's become our social media guru. So I guess you would know mostly what you feel like we're benefiting from.
I think.
Anyways.
No, I think it's great because just kind of the obvious. You can talk to your fans, you can listen to your fans, you can, really just interact with your fans and do creative things that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And
everything from giving away tickets to a show, so that more people will look at the post, more people will maybe share the post or try, so like this to get 2 tickets. So like every show that we play locally, we're actually giving random fans tickets to our show, so those people are remembering that experience. Well, we played at Jazz Fest, which is a cool festival in New Orleans, and we gave a mom and their son tickets, and I feel like that was a good connection that we wouldn't have had any other way. So it's cool in the small level that we can really actually make, people always say make a connection, and usually it's just a band playing with people that like it. And it's not really, but you actually get to meet these people, and social media helps a lot with that, keep making that stuff happen.
Absolutely, and I think we like, we always say like the age of the rock stars over. There's no like mystery,
Right.
So you just like let people in, and you let them in to your, your personal lives at a certain level. And I feel like a lot of times like, people come to shows and they feel like they already know us personally. Like at the merch booth, they'll talk to us and it sounds a little creepy, but like very service, like they know things about us, and they will talk about certain posts we made or certain things we've done, like, oh, how was this in this city? Like I saw y'all did this, and it's just kind of cool because I think people like really enjoy that and they can relate to that, and like we're all human, we're all like really down to earth people, and I think people see that through our social media.
We've made some actual, real friends too doing it. There's certain people now when you're in certain areas of town, we hit them up and they just hang out with them. And
that's cool.
Yeah. We get them drunk and we let them sleep in our hotel room if they can't go home.
So you don't prefer that way to like the Mystique? You'd rather have
I think. And don't get me wrong. I think Mystique works great for some bands. We're just not that band.
So you're never gonna just paint your faces like
No,
Kiss?
Can't guarantee that.
No.
Fine. Forget it.
Yeah, I think it works for some.
If we can get the money, it'd be cool to have a really Mystique-like live show with like lights and all that fun stuff. But then any other way, we're meeting you after the show and we're sitting back. So we're not gonna run away and hide or anything.
Yeah, because it used to be the only way to go see a band was to go to the show. Right?
Yeah.
There would be no other way.
Absolutely.
Like, no media exposure or anything like that.
Yeah,
That's cool too.
and we do.
It's so fun.
Yeah, after every
really
show,
live
we
and
go to
stuff.
our merch table and we talk to
Yeah.
as many people as we can.
That's awesome.
Sell Gary North selling merch every single night.
Hustling,
And
making them dollars.
it's help. It's cool. It's cool to it's almost a form of instant gratification for us, where like you can hear people talk about the show and how really excited about the show that just happened.
It's cool in
And
certain ways too,
nice
because
to-
I do a little test. For certain shows, I'll if we play a new song, I'll say that I'll name the title of the song, and certain songs I won't, just to see if people will point out certain songs because they heard it or remembered it. So it's kind of fun now with these new songs to hear. Try to pay attention to what was that third song y'all played? The one with something they say like a word, and I'm like, a lot of people really like this song. So it's like a good way to kind of test some of your new material to see what people are really digging, and we're like there to actually chat with you about it. Say, we played a few new ones, and then you can tell which ones they don't really remember. And those get worked on a little bit more.
We listen.
Yeah.
How many people come up to you guys and tell you that they've heard you from FIFA?
A good bit, yeah.
Did you guys play the game?
I heard that.
Were you super excited when you found out you were going to be FIFA?
I was, and our old guitar player Stevie, he's a big soccer fan, so he was really stoked. I think he had to end up taking it off of his game playlist though, because he got tired of hearing him. He was like, "Oh, it's just cool for a little while." And it's like, "Oh no." Edit playlist, remove royalty while.
I feel like it was huge for the song too, and it's only because they had a fan video. We didn't even post it as a YouTube fan video. And it was just a picture with the song, and FIFA for whatever reason picked that on their website, and within the month of it being out, it just shot up in views a lot. We kept finding this video. I was like, "Holy crap! I don't even know how many it has now, but it was a lot." And at the time, we didn't have any videos that had views like that. So that was the first mind blown. We didn't have a video
before we had our music video.
How were y'all approached for that?
Yeah, how'd you get on it?
Just I think that one was our label president. Had a connection through the EA Sports, whoever does their department.
I guess they all get together and
yeah.
It's kind of it sounds more professional, but the way you made it sound is like you get together with a room and they show you bands they're excited about. So I just played y'all and everyone really liked it. And that was it. I was like, that's very awesome.
Yeah. No, that was a really big one for us.
I think it's a really cool thing.
So because FIFA's like a worldwide game
it
too,
is.
so
Huge.
other countries are getting.
I think it's the highest sports game in the world.
Yeah.
The biggest one.
Yeah.
So everybody outside of America likes soccer, right?
Yeah.
We need to get out of America.
We had a lot of people arguing on some of the YouTube videos about where they heard the song, and a lot of FIFA and a lot of serious All Nation. They were getting fights about it.
So funny. It's like, what are you doing?
It's all love. If you like the song, just like the song. Why you gotta argue about it?
That's just the natural state of commentary on the internet.
It's just angry, YouTube's the worst.
Yeah, you can't say anything without someone. No, you didn't do that.
You can't.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You heard this on FIFA? Okay.
I could say this normally, but they're not with me, so I'm just gonna hate it to death. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, but that was amazing. That was like
There's a lot of noise back here. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Sound check.
Are you getting
just how many Buicks did you guys get?
Oh, yeah.
We got
from that commercial.
I mean, I have
Buicks.
Buick.
2 Buicks per member plus 1 for our sound
Traveling in style now.
No, we didn't even get a damn cell phone for Samsung.
Yeah.
We got 0 Buicks.
If we would have asked, I'm sure they would.
I told y'all I went and got this. This is the one they said.
Yeah.
right.
No, we didn't get any cars.
We just got a little bit of money to live off of.
That's nice.
For a while.
You had to pay some bills.
FIFA's probably the only one of my games that we got the game.
Yeah.
I don't have an Xbox or whatever you play on.
I don't have a Nintendo.
One of these Dreamcasts.
One of those game consoles.
One one of those. I think that's the only sync they gave us.
Yeah. I mean, that's changing. This whole sync commercial games changed the world for music. Because I mean, for small bands like us to get a Buick commercial, obviously they pay you for those things, and that kind of money can keep a band like us alive for a year or this long. So you get those things and they sound so ballin', but really just goes into this like stay alive pot. And you just tore off stuff. That's actually that's your hotel budget. That's your gas budget.
We didn't take an advance from our label, so like we wanted to be like 100% recruit like day one. So we chose not to, and we actually got the Buick deal before we signed the deal with Dangerbird. So we didn't have to split it with anybody. At that time we owned the master, so we just put it in an account. And that's what basically created the opportunity for us to quit our jobs and quit school, and we just budgeted out so like we knew for 8 months or whatever it was, and we're just gonna get a paycheck on the first of the month just to live off of. So we created a salary for ourselves, and that's how we've been doing it ever since. Anytime we get any kind of big income, we just put it in our bank account. Spread it out.
Smart way to do it.
Yeah.
It's got
we could like go
longevity to it. It's not just like, hey, I'm gonna go buy a boat because I gotta, it's like
we could, but then you'd be working at Starbucks. You'd be working at Starbucks in the boat, which would be cool. I mean,
yeah.
Then you'd have to keep up that boat too.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
Yeah.
Boat be done in a month. Deal they did.
You guys are at Royal Teeth Music on Twitter, at royalteethmusic.com for all dates and appearances and buy the album and everything.
Facebook,
yes sir.
Just Royal Teeth, and Instagram is Royal Teeth.
Well, I know you guys want to go eat some food, so I'm gonna let you guys get out of here.
Yeah. Okay, so what area of the country have y'all gotten the best response from?
Oh man, I think
besides Houston.
Besides, obviously.
Actually, Houston, it's crazy. Houston and Dallas, like, and Austin, like, those are 3 markets that we haven't had a lot of radio presence, but they've all been really great markets for us. So thanks, Texas. But no, I think
what's been the worst?
Obvious, but a lot of the big cities, man, like LA, San Francisco, Seattle, on the West Coast, San Diego, they've all been killing.
So West Coast,
Kansas City, but then East Coast. I mean, Philly is probably our biggest market. Columbus is huge. It's kind of random. Yeah, it's very scattered.
Let's see, where have we not done so hot at?
Boise, Idaho.
Who does anything?
Who does well? Omaha. I can name Omaha, Nebraska. Toledo, Ohio.
Was the worst.
Ruston, Louisiana.
Ruston?
So the Midwest is
Columbus, Columbus is
We had 2 really terrible shows and 1 really good show in good old Pawtucket.
Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Yeah, Pawtucket.
So these places you haven't really heard of are generally the places that we don't
Right?
what you would think.
Seems to have a trend.
Yeah. So it's a lot of it depends. Like if radio really backs the song, and it's
there you have it. Where is that?
Oh, there you have it,
Minneapolis. There you have it, Minneapolis. There's like 6 people there. That's the band we played with ended their set with that. So the song here. Well, there you have it.
That's hilarious.
It's so funny.
But that's the thing, you have to do it on every show, because like
you still gotta go out there and do it, man.
And that's how it is. Like for instance, Pawtucket, it's like we played 2 really crappy shows with probably 40 or 50 people there, but those people came back the next time because they had fun the first time, and then the third time we played in Pawtucket, it was sold out. It was awesome. That was with the Mowgli's. So like now, like Pawtucket's a good market. Like you just never know when it's going to turn around.
Right.
Just don't be a jerk.
You gotta be persistent.
Yeah, and I mean, it sounds really cliche, but you gotta give her all every night.
Right, coach.
There's no reason for there's 6 people at your show. Obviously, for us, it's not really good for morale. But those 6 people aren't mad. They want to see us. So I'm not gonna walk out and be like, "You guys, you suck." Take it out on the people that actually.
They're listening.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna.
Everyone who's not here sucks.
Yeah. So you have to really. That's the kind of something in the back of my mind. Like we can't suck because then I'm stuck for 6 people, and that's about as low as you can get.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna make this awesome for them because they actually took the time to come out. So yeah.
What's y'all set list like tonight?
We have
like this. There it is.
You didn't draw it yet?
We got some old ones, and we got some.
Let's see, we're playing
mix.
1, 2,
3 brand new.
3, 4, 5 songs, 6 songs from Glow. Maybe. Well, we're playing 4 new songs?
Yeah, 3.
3 new songs.
3 new songs?
3 new songs, and then a couple from the EP. So we try to spread it out, so just in case. We're excited to play the new stuff, but we know that no one else really knows it, so we test, we're seeing how many we can.
The new stuff's always fun because you can tell people, like, for the most part, enjoy it. But they just like, they don't know what to do at that point. They're like,
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know what this is, but it's.
Was it Copeland? They said when they would, well, they're playing arenas, but they said like whenever they try new songs, if the exit signs disappear, like you can't see the exit signs in each row or each section, it's because people are going to the bathroom. The shadow is blocking. So he's like, we know, we watch the exit signs. If you see the exit signs, you're doing good. But once they start disappearing, then he's like, we gotta change the sound. So it's beer time.
Yeah, just watching the bar.
Yeah.
Man, that bar is full.
Everyone is paying.
Well, thanks for doing the podcast with us, guys.
Absolutely.
Maybe we can be your Houston friends now.
Yeah, there you
Hang
go.
out with us when you come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
I'm excited to see you guys tonight. Looking forward to it. And pass the gravy, bitches.
That's the great.